All right, everyone. Thank you for coming to this month's From the Bench. This month, our guests are Judith Berliner and her colleagues Ethan Cameron and Nathaniel Cartmell.
We match.
Judith Berliner learned to run a hand-fed Chandler and Price at age 14 from her father, Harold, an attorney, printer, and typecaster. She set off for greater horizons in 1978 and worked for a number of years in other print shops, returning home in 1991 to join her dad in the same location she learned how to print. Hence the name Full Circle Press. Full Circle Press is a coveted partner with the finest graphic design firms and leading corporations all over the United States, producing a variety of commercial materials ranging from broadsides, postcards, and menus to signs, announcements, letterhead systems, and print collateral. And Judith joins us today again with her colleagues Ethan Cameron, who you've met, and Nathaniel Cartmell, who we will see here in a moment. So thank you so much. And Judith, you are on.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I can't see me.
But you look great. Wow.
I want to thank everyone for coming today. And Ethan and I were sitting outside while we were chatting with Sarah in the waiting room. And what I'm going to do, the house behind me is a house that I was raised in. And when I started learning how to print, I would enter the print shop from this direction, which is different today.
Yeah,
are we going to walk sideways? Okay.
There we go.
And so when I was 14, my dad wrote the words to the Miranda warning. He was the district attorney in Nevada County. And he also had 8 children. I'm number 4 of the 8, and I'm the only one that ended up having a career as a printer. The other ones all worked in the print shop at one time or another. And so what we're doing now is walking towards the print shop, but you can't see that because we have that this way.
Swap it back around for you. Okay. It's like the back door.
We're doing the best we can here. Okay.
You're doing great.
There.
Wow.
And if anybody's wondering why my arm is pink, I broke my wrist 5 weeks ago. And I felt like it was a brave thing to do this studio tour in spite of it. I want you to know it is definitely challenging. I'm better with a screwdriver in my left hand today than I was 5 weeks ago, not by choice. No one would do that by choice. So this is the.
This looks blurry. Let me see. Pardon?
Sorry.
Okay.
This is the first place that I printed, and it's what the print shop was many years ago. As time went on, my dad began purchasing a number of monotype typecasters, and he also started printing books, limited edition books, letterpress. So my first introduction was printing a number of plastic Miranda warning cards with police department names, and I was probably 14. I did that on a Chandler Price. And then I moved into keyboarding on a monotype and helping break pages up for limited edition books. By the time I was 24, I decided I wanted to move to bigger horizons than Nevada County. So I left and I went to Sacramento, where I got a job at first a very small print shop and then a very large print shop. And I worked at the very large print shop for 13 years. They had 29 pressmen, a number of 4-color presses, and a fully running letterpress section. But what we did was die cutting and foiling. So I kind of foiled my way through the 80s. I did not do any ink on paper. And when I came back to Nevada County in 1991 to start Full Circle Press, I began printing ink on paper And that is where I have stayed. I also we do some foil work. We are commercial printers, so we do corporate work, we do wedding invitations, and whatever somebody wants us to print, and if they have the right budget, we print it here. So one of the good things about having started Full Circle Press in 1991, not that it was designed with a lot of intention, but we were already working remotely when things shifted. It did take a while for me to realize we were the ones working remotely. It was all our customers that were now working from home and had been displaced. So it was an interesting turn of events. When I first started Full Circle Press, we didn't have PDFs. So I have had the pleasure of watching many transitions that have occurred in the printing industry from the press room. And it has given me a great background to make decisions from today, working with litho, knowing what's a good fit for litho, what's a good fit for our equipment, and recognizing the boundaries that each different process has to offer. And usually I make the right decisions, but sometimes we get ourselves into a pickle, which maybe nobody on this Zoom call has ever done, but we have certainly we've had some desperate moments and we've gotten through them. And I'm not going to talk about the desperate moments, but if anyone has a question later, they could ask specific. So now we are walking into Full Circle Press today. And let's take them into the press room.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on the touring part, but a little bit. Is this going well?
Yeah. You're doing great.
Okay. This is our main press room, and we have in here 3 Heidelberg windmills. This windmill also runs foil, but mostly we run ink. We do a little bit of foiling for ourselves, schedule board, and that's about it. Do you have anything to add, Ethan?
No, this is one of our 2 press rooms that we primarily use. This is the one that gets used more.
Especially in the winter.
Yeah, it's most well insulated and temperature regulated spot in the shop.
But we have beautiful views to look out at during our daytime. The property that we're on is the property I grew up on. My parents moved here in 1958. So it feels very much at home and it's pretty intimate. And then we have a second press room and a place where we make.
Hey, Judith. Things are pretty choppy, Judith. We can't quite hear you. Okay. Hey, you're back.
Hi. How long ago did you lose us?
Well, we were choppy in the press room, and then it was on the way into this room that we lost you entirely.
Okay. So this room is where we do die cutting, plate making.
Here's our plate maker.
And pre-press work. And back here we have 2 more windmills and a Vandercook press. We also inventory a lot of envelopes and different colored papers that we might need. Trying to do this all correctly. So we also over here, and we'll just move through this quickly.
Cool.
We have Ethan's office. I don't know if people want to see these things or not. No.
Just gonna go out on a limb and say
Okay.
there's not much interesting
And-
stuff in there.
We maintain a good inventory of masters for people who order over and over again. And then in here is my office where I spend a lot of time, more time than I would like right now because of the cast. But this week I did run a press. The good news is when you're running a Heidelberg windmill, you actually use this arm more. I'm looking for the bright side here.
Yeah.
So, we want to go downstairs?
Sure. How are we on time, Sarah?
We got about 15 minutes left, and as long as you think the internet will hold, then that works.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
just the outside to inside transition might have been what messed up. the
Right.
connection.
So we're gonna go downstairs briefly, and then we'll come back upstairs and I'll sit in one place. I hope people aren't getting dizzy.
Trying to be as stable as
Yeah,
possible.
we're trying to be as stable as possible, but people do like to see the shop. Down here, we have a large cylinder press, which we run on occasion. And Ethan and Nathaniel successfully ran it with me being a cheerleader earlier this month. And we were running a project that is this poster. And I was very proud of both of them. Because I wasn't much used as I usually
Oh, we couldn't have
was.
done it without you. Cheerleaders are important.
And over here we have Nathaniel. And this is where we do all our finish work. And I think that's good enough for the print shop.
Right. Do you want to show them the duplexer or anything?
Oh, I guess we can show them the
Yeah.
duplexer. There's Nathaniel's office. And we do have a duplexing machine, which we do a lot of duplexing, especially right now where we can't get a hold of the papers that people are wanting us to run on. So in order to get 220, we frequently have to duplex 110.
So duplexer takes this kind of basin here. We fill it with glue, and then these rollers get coated in glue, and then you can just slip a piece of paper through it, and it puts glue on one side, and then you can either attach another piece or just fold it shut, and then you have two pieces of paper that are one. Or duplex. Wow. Here we go. We'll go back upstairs.
We're going back upstairs. If you want.
Join the party.
Nathaniel wants no part of this.
Well,
He's easily convinced.
he might come up.
Yeah,
Hey.
we got him. Okay.
So I think if you want to set the iPad down, you could.
Okay. I feel like this angle might be better for.
Okay. So I'm
Samples
just
and
going to
stuff.
show you some examples of things that we have run here.
Sarah, does this is the camera focusing? I feel like it's blurry on our end.
It's not the sharpest, but if you the more still you can hold it, the better chance we
Yeah.
have of it grabbing on. So
Okay.
we can see that.
Okay.
So and maybe people have seen, similar items. I just wanted to pull some things out that we had done more recently. Most of the jobs that come in are designed already. On occasion, we will do some design. And it just depends on what's happening. Can I show them your beautiful? This is something that Ethan designed that we're going to be printing, and it's screened colors. We're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say I designed it so much as put it together, but it was just an experiment, with letterpress, how you can only do one color at a time. And so kind of changing the opacity. So all of the blue part of these flowers is all one plate that just, each kind of petal has been screened to a different percent. And so it creates different shades without having to switch out the plates or the ink or anything like that.
And Ethan designed this. We were trying to push shopping locally. And also we were creating something that Ethan and Nathaniel could take to an event in San Francisco and have people add a heart to it.
Yeah,
on the small press. Yeah,
the hand press.
That was a couple years ago. We were asked to be a part of a project called End of Times, and Ethan designed this, which is amazingly still appropriate.
This is all the other ones.
Thank you. That's all the other ones. Mary Bruno kind of started that up. And at the beginning, Ethan came in and printed this on his own. And I'm hoping you guys can see this okay.
Yes.
Okay. And that's one of my favorites. And then we've done some kind of cool little projects. Like this is a die cut cloud, but then when we duplexed it, we put a piece of paper in it. That was for my nephew. And he was, he had this cool product called the cloud storage, which was this really neat little thing that you bought. This was a coaster that we did the same kind of treatment on. And I like thinking how to do things differently and kind of challenging projects. This is another, that was a fun little Valentine that we did with some partners of ours that we print a lot of wedding invitations with a day in May design, and we wanted to do Valentine. And this was for a very special friend who was actually celebrating 15 years at Chen Design, who is now located over in Oakland. I always like the design of that. So, and here is
I think maybe we've got a finger over the microphone. We can't hear you anymore.
How about now?
Great.
Great, thanks.
And this right here is another poster that we did for Apple. So we have kind of a mix of different customers that have over the years just become friends of ours for the most part. And I can't really think of anything else to say right now, but I'm thinking there might be some questions. Don't be afraid.
There are some questions. Chris wants to know what your dream project would be. That's a tough one. I can redirect to something else if you want to think about it. All right, let's try this one.
Well, that's interesting because I don't know if I really have a dream project. I think that for myself, I like jobs that come in and leave like within a month. And then the next new thing has arrived. So thinking through it, creating, when early on in the pandemic, I hate using that word, but I'm going to use it. I did. We actually were approached by Field Notes to do one of the field notebooks, and we did. And there's a little video up. They invited nine different printers to participate in this particular project. And it was that we were able to design what we wanted, but I kept coming up with blanks. Ethan in the end came up with a very it really suited how we felt during this project. And the project was called, what was it called?
United States of Letterpress.
Yeah, United States of Letterpress. And it kind of hit at a time when we weren't quite sure.
Feeling very patriotic.
We were feeling very patriotic, and we weren't sure how we were trying to distance ourselves from some things. At any rate, it turned out to be an amazing project. So that's a long way of kind of maybe explaining the other kinds of dream projects I embrace are collaborative projects where we aren't the only people involved. You know, we've done some very fun workshops where we've had, like, Chen Design came up for a couple of days, and we printed a series of postcards. So they designed the postcards before they arrived, but we kind of took a look at them and decided that, yes, they were all going to print okay. And while they were here, we put them on press, and it was a project where we printed enough for ourselves and enough for Chen Design. So I like to say no money crossed hands. We created something that we could all put out into the universe in the hopes that we made living on the planet a better place. And so those to me are dream jobs.
Nice.
And sometimes we have, I mean, we're certainly proud of the jobs that we print for Apple. So it's, you know, there's different kinds of, there's different reasons we're happy about a project.
For sure. Susie wants to know why it's necessary to have so many presses.
Well, I don't know why you wouldn't.
You got the space.
It's probably not necessary.
It's only 7.
Yeah, but it's how it happened. And at one time we actually had a larger staff. We had 5 people. I think now we're probably working smarter. And sometimes we can have 3, like yesterday, there were 3 presses running in the press room.
With ink.
And yeah. I was actually die cutting something in the other room. So today, while we're doing this, we're not running any of them. My favorite presses are the Heidelberg windmills, and I kind of refer to them as the Volkswagen Bugs or the Subarus of printing presses. So we like to, they're good for higher higher quantities of jobs. And also the other reason is, so if we have a 3-color job.
Oh, microphone.
I don't think I've moved.
Oh, okay.
Are we good? We're back?
We're back.
Okay, cool.
If we have a 3-color job and we want to look at all the colors at the same time, and also make sure that nothing's bouncing, it's nice to have a lot of presses. Now, I came into presses that were here, and then we purchased more presses. So, and then I said I wasn't going to get any more equipment, and someone gave me a Vandercook. So that's how it happens. And if you have the space, then it's easy enough to say yes.
True. How could you say no?
Right.
Chris wants to know if you don't have an answer for this, that's fine. Is there something that nobody seems to understand about printing these days? You come up against the same confusion, or?
Oh, not just one thing. A lot of, yes, the people, I find that the people I'm working with now are less educated on the process than before. And so the crossover of people who have worked with what I would call real printing presses versus digital equipment. The digital equipment has definitely stepped up to the plate and can produce a really high-end job, but it doesn't, there are drawbacks to any one process. And if people want me to register to something that was printed digitally, then it needs to go onto a real press that was printed litho. It needs to go onto a real 4-color process press where there's a gripper and guide, because we're going to want to follow the same gripper and guide.
Sure.
But as far as the gap is getting larger. And I would have to also say that what people are willing to accept in a lot of areas is less than what they expected before. So, but we tend to work with the higher end, so they are all very particular. And for the most part, most of the people we work with understand the processes and also the papers. And today, getting the paper has become very problematic.
Yeah. Well, Grendel's asking, and I'm also curious about what's in the big safe behind Ethan.
Oh, some of the most ridiculous things in the world. Yeah, it's all the fake money we print. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. And I think that every once in a while, we will open the safe. That safe came out of my dad's law office when he first moved up here. Also, people want to know how we got it in here. And it is very heavy. I think it only rolls in one direction. It's got to roll in more than one direction.
So not treasures necessarily, but
well, there
treasures
are
of a different sort.
There are some treasures. I think my mom and dad shared a bottle of wine on one of their first dates, and that's still in there. At some time, we'll bring it out. My will is in there. Do you have anything in there?
Only during fire season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart.
It's a good place to store cash. And really, if other people were putting stuff in there, I would never know because I don't even think about it. But we do have quite a collection of things on top of the safe. And including, we can take this down for right now, the hand sanitizer. But we have a lot of little things. I like to collect things, and Ethan and Nathaniel also like to collect things. So we have a lot of space to put stuff. And someone might say, why do you collect so much? Because we have the space.
That's the answer.
And like over here, I know that Sarah enjoyed seeing this. This is an old plate from a printing press, and it's all made out of lead. And I think they snapped them onto a cylinder. This was from a newspaper, and my guy Chris was at a yard sale and he saw this. It weighs a lot, but he sent me a picture and he said, do you want this? And I said, yeah. I mean, who here wouldn't want that if somebody asked them? And I think it was like $10. And then Sarah was pretty enamored with our golf ball printer that I got at a yard sale. So it comes with a little bit of type, these little packages. This
It came with the type.
It
that's in
came
there.
with the type that's in there, and I'm not sure if anyone can see it. I thought it said thank you, but that's not what it says at all. The first word starts with F. So you put the type in there and then you roll the golf ball over it and it prints on the golf ball. Pretty good.
Amazing.
And so I just have had this fascination because I go to yard sales and estate sales with old equipment. And so we have stuff everywhere.
It's great. It's a really fun shop, and thank you so much for giving us the tour. And we are a little bit beyond time, so
Okay.
thanks so much. Thanks everyone for.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Can we all
Sure.
get behind, or are we done? We're done. Yeah, there we are. Okay, thank you everyone
Thank
for
you.
coming.
So that was really fun, and it's been a treat to hear from you and see your amazing shop. And thanks everyone for joining us. And in a month, on May 5th, we'll be talking with another letterpress printer, Peter Crudy of Peter Crudy Editions in Brooklyn. So that's not quite open for registration yet, but hopefully we'll see you back next month. And thanks again, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you.